Hi everyone, I'm Morgan, and I did my essay on the American Dream through literature. Now, you may be wondering, what is the American Dream? Well, it's the belief that anyone, regardless of where they were born or what class they were born into, can have their own version of success in a society where upward mobility is possible. This can be achieved from sacrifice, from hard work, risk-taking, rather than by chance. The two pieces of literature that I thought were the best choices for this was Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison and Now the Other Half Lives by Jacob Riis. The first story we'll be diving into is Ralph Ellison's book, Invisible Man. Now, in Ellison's book, the title, Invisible Man, was a metaphor about how African Americans were seen in a racist white society. His story goes into detail about how an African American male is struggling in a society like this. The man cannot show who he really is and what he is capable of because he is immediately judged from his skin color. With this, he questions how he should be acting in this type of society. He doesn't know if he needs to work harder and try to stand out more, or what. He then learns that no matter what he tries to change, it won't work. He just needs to be himself and stay invisible. With him being unable to show his true potential in society, he can't gain anything, therefore limiting his American dream to only being available to those who are white. Ellison's book showed just how unfair and limited the American dream was for African Americans. The next story we will be discussing is Jacob Riis' book, How the Other Half Lives. Now, Riis was more focused on showing how poor and disease-ridden urban neighborhoods were. He wanted to show how these immigrants who moved to America for the American dream were being treated and the conditions they had to deal with. Riis even went a step further and took pictures of the actual conditions in hope for people to see what others were going through. He wanted people to see that these conditions needed to change, as many were struggling. Now, because of all the horrible conditions these immigrants were facing, it was basically impossible for them to reach the American dream. No matter how much hard work they put in, their conditions didn't change. They were still poor, and many had diseases. Riis hoped that with his book, he could change and make the American dream possible, not only for African Americans and lower class whites, but for immigrants that came in all over the world for this dream. In conclusion, both pieces of literature, Invisible Man and How the Other Half Lives, show all the things wrong with the American dream. They wanted people to know how limited and unfair it was to those from different countries and to those who had a different skin color.